Hello guys, you're welcome to this video. In this video, I'll be carrying out data analysis projects. Well, basically the goal of this project is to create a database. Okay, then after creating a database using random numbers, we're going to analyze this data. Okay, so right now we're going to be creating a database of random numbers, and we'll be using some functions like if functions and VLOOKUP functions to create this database of, let's say, about 400 people. And then from there we're going to be telling you from there I'll tell you the goals of this data analysis project. So right now we're going to create a database of 400 people. Okay, to start with, let's just call this cell agenda. Okay, so we want to create agenda of either men or women. So we're going to be using an if function here. So we say if function. So we want to say that if this cell is greater than 1, sorry, if this cell is equal to 1, we want it to return men. If it's not equal to 1, we want to say it should return women. And then just close the bracket and just hit enter. So we have women there. So in this cell, we're going to create a number around between number from 1 to 2. So we're going to use a function called round between. You can see it over here. So you can see the first argument is bottom and the next argument is top. So we want to say 1. We need a random number between 1 to 2, and then we just click enter. So we can see each time. So we see when we have 1, we have men. Okay. So the next cell is going to be the age of the people. Okay, so you type age. So yeah, we're going to be using around between numbers from 25 years to 45. So we use a random number, round between let's say the age of 25 to 45 years. Okay, so we have 42. So the next cell we're going to be doing is field of work. Okay, so want to know the occupation of the people, field of work. Expand that column. So we have a field of work here. So what we're going to be doing here, we're going to create we're going to list out the field of work over here. Let's call this okay. Let's make that cell. Okay, so we want to put the field of work and field of work. Okay, so we want to list the field of work. Let's say health. We have construction. We have teaching. We have IT. We say agriculture. Let's say general work. Okay, so we're going to let's just make that cell. So we're going to number this, give it a number 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6. Okay, so come here, right? Field of work. Okay, so what we're going to be doing now, we're going to be using VLOOKUP now. In the other videos, I've shown you how you can use VLOOKUP functions. You can, if you can really understand it well, you can go back and then review that video and then get to understand how to use VLOOKUP. But we're going to be using it here, so you have to pay attention as well to better understand it. Okay, so now using a VLOOKUP here, we want to bring this field of work health from year to year. So each time we can just, so once So what we're going to do basically, we're going to bring this health over here to this cell, and then other field of work will be displayed here. Okay, and then we're going to create a random numbers here. Each time we refresh the page, the number keeps changing. Okay, so we come here and we use the VLOOKUP function. You can see the VLOOKUP function here. Okay, so now what is the lookup value that we need? So let's say let's create first of all create a let's first of all create a random number. We're going to create a random number, a random between number of, let's say, 1 to 6, because of we have 6 field of work over here. So we are going to create a random number between that 1 to 6. So each time you refresh your page, this number keeps changing. Okay, between 1 to 6. So we put the 6, we close that bracket. So now we have 4 here. So each time you keep refreshing, this number keeps changing. Okay, so we're going to use the VLOOKUP here. Okay, so the lookup value here, we want to look from here. We want to use the lookup value is 4 here. So we are going to use this for to look over this other data over here. And once so VLOOKUP function will come over here and then check through this lookup value and then use it to search for the value in this column that you're looking for. Okay, so we say VLOOKUP, they say lookup value is this, then we put a comma. So the table array, the next argument is the table array. So this is the table there we want to look out for. The value that we are looking for is in this table. So that's the table there. So you put a comma. Or first of all, before you look a comma, because you have to first of all lock, you have to lock this cell, because we are bringing our value from this other. We are referencing this cell from this. We are using this cell. We are using this cell as a reference point. Okay, so we have to lock this so that we will not have an error when we are trying to drag out this cell down. Okay, so you must lock this cell. By doing that, you have to click F4. Once you click on F4, you can now see that this $sign is now placed between these letters and number. You can see the $sign. Okay, so now we are done. So the next argument there is the column I index number. So now we are looking for the value in the second column. So this is the first column. The next column is this one where we have health, construction, teaching. So our column index number is 2. So the value we are looking for is in the second column. So once you've done that, just close the bracket, just hit enter. So you can see where we have 4, we have IT. You can come over here where we have our data over here. Number 4 is IT. Okay, so we are done with that one. So let's go to the next one. We are going to create education, a cell called education. Okay, so we are going to be doing the same thing here. So we are going to create a cell education. So let's say education. Okay, so the first education will be, let's say, college. The next one is university. Let's use primary, or let's say elementary. Technical. Let's just make it 5. Okay, let's use a secondary. This is secondary. Okay, so let's just count, give it a number 1, 2, and then 5. Okay, so we'll do the same thing as we did in the field of work. So first of all, create a random numbers. So we're going to create a run between numbers from 1 to 5. Okay, see our education year is 5, so we'll create a number that is between 1 to 5. Okay, so we have 4 days. So we're going to use a VLOOKUP function now. So it's a VLOOKUP. So our lookup value now is 4. This is what we use to come over here to search for the second column over here where we have the education. Okay, so the table array now is, you just highlight this. That is the table we are looking for. Once you highlight, just remember to click on F4 to lock that cell, and then our lookup value is in column 2. The value we are looking for is in number 2. You can see over here it's in the second column. So we say 2, and we close our bracket, and then hit enter. So we have number 4 technical, and come over here, you see technical. Okay, so the next one we're going to be looking for is kids. Okay, so we're going to be creating a random number between 1 to 5, say, so that the keys will be between 1 to 5. So these people that we are creating a database, so they will have a keys between 1 to 5. So to do that, we use a rand between number between 1 to 5. Okay, so the next one is cars. Okay, so want to make cars to have a random number between 1 to 3. So these people have a car between 1 to 3. Okay, so it's a run between 1 to 3. Okay, so now the next column will be the income of the people. So the income of the people will be we are going to be using a run between number, let's say from 77,000. Let's say the minimum wage of Nigeria, 77,000 to, let's make it 100,000. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so the only comma that you're supposed to put is the comma that separates between 77,000 with 90. So be careful. So we have to remove this comma. That is why we are having that error. Okay. Okay, so we have 77,000 and 100,000. So just hit enter. Okay. So the next column will be the area. So let's just shift the cell. Shift cells from the right or entire column. Let's just shift so that we have space. We're just shifting so that we have space over here. Okay, so the next one will be the area, the local government of these people. So like we're going to create the same way we're going to create a table here. Let's just shift this cell. Okay, so let's just type the area. So the local government, the first local government there will be let's just take it. Ona, Uyo, Etina, Moron. Okay, so it's 5. Let's make it 6. Let's just make it 6. Okay. Okay, so let's just give it a number. Okay, so we're going to be using a VLOOKUP here to create this column called area. So we're going to say equal to VLOOKUP. So we want to say lookup value, let's say here, and then this is a table array. So just remember to lock it with F4, and then comma. We use 2 because the local government area is in the second column. So we put 2 and then just hit enter. Okay, so this is the area column. So let's just create a random number from 1 to 6 here, around between 1 to 6. Okay, so this is a random number. So now we're going to be using VLOOKUP to bring this where we have the local government area here down to this side. So we use the VLOOKUP there. So our lookup value is 4, and then the table array. Remember to lock it with just click F4 in your keyboard, F4, and then we're looking for a local government which is in the second column. So we use 2, then close that bracket and hit enter. So we can have a number 6, which is even over here. Okay. Okay, so we're going to be creating the value of house, the value of house of these people. So we say value of house for these people. So the value of house for these people. So we're going to say income. The value of the house of the people is going to be income. The income times, sorry. Okay. So it's going to be the income. We say it's equal to income times. We're going to time the income with a random number between 2 to 6. So let's use a random number between 2 to 6. Then we'll get to see the value of the house. Okay. So let's say this is the value of the house. So the next thing is going to be the mortgage left. The mortgage left. The mortgage left for the house. So we're going to the mortgage left. We're going to be using a round number from 0 to 1, and we're going to times it with the value of the house. So we say run. Now the difference between this other function, we said is equal to run. The difference between this run and run between is that this one this one will bring a random number bit from 0 to 1, while the other run between is from 1 to any number. Okay, so this one is a run, and then we're going to times it with the value of the house. So you come here, just click the value of the house, and then you click enter. Okay, so mortgage left is this. So the next one is the car value of these people. Car value. Let's just shift this to the next. Okay, so the car value. So the car value will be cars times car value will be time the random number times the car times the income of the people. Okay, so we say going to be the run, a run number. It's a number between 0 to 1. We'll times it with the income of the people, and we'll times it with the cars as the car value, and just hit enter. So okay, so the next thing is going to be left to pay on cars, money left to pay on cars, money left to pay on cars. Okay, so this will be a run between number between that's 0 and the car value. Okay, so left to pay on cars. Okay, so between 0 to the car value over here. Okay, so the next column will be the debt. The debt of the people. So the debt is going to be we're going to use a round number between 0 to 1. And then we'll times it with the income of the people. So you come here and just click the income column, and then just hit enter. So let's just shift the cells. Let's shift the entire column to the right so that we have space. So you just right click and you just click on insert and then entire column, and you will shift it to the right. So the next thing will be the investment of the people. Investment. So investment will be let's use a random number between 0 to 1. You times by the income of the people. That's where we have income. And then we're going to times it with let's say 1.5 and just hit enter. So let's say that's the investment. Okay. So basically we're trying to create a database of random number. So in real world, this is not a real data, but we are trying to create our own database using these random numbers and this function basically. Okay. So you can try out this with your own data for your own company and see how it goes. Okay, so basically I'm trying to create a database of random numbers. Okay, so that is why I'm using run functions and run between functions in creating this database. Okay. So the next column will be the value of the person, the value of the person. So the value of the person will be the value of the house times the car value and times the investment. So we're going to say it's equal to the value of the house. You can see the value of the house times the car value times the investment. Okay, and then hit enter. So that is it. So you can notice here we have 9.6 So let's just put this in number. Let's just make it in number form. Okay, I think this value is quite large. Okay. Okay, so let's just keep it where it was. The value is quite large. Since we are just using random numbers, so it's not really a real number. Okay, so let's just keep it in that way. So the next column will be the value of depth of the people. So the value of debt will be the mortgage left plus left to pay on cash plus the debt plus the personal debt. You can see the debt over here. So just click on enter. Let's just shift this column to the right. Okay. So the last one, the network of persons. Network of person. Let's say let's make it in so the network of the person in let's just keep it with network of the person. So we say it's equal to the value of the person minus the value of debt. Just hit enter. Okay, so we have our database here, so it's almost ready. So we just come here. We're gonna drag it because we need a list of 400 people. So let's just drag it down. So where you have this plus sign, so just right click, or you just click on your left button of your keypad, and then you drag it down, so you can have those numbers shown down. Okay, so just pull it down. Okay, so we'll drag this number down. Okay, we'll do same with construction. That is the field of work. Okay, it's working perfectly. Okay, we'll do same here. We'll do same here for this education. Okay, so we'll do same here for this where we have kids. The same for cars, for income. Okay, so our formulas are working perfectly. So let's just pull it down. Okay, so you can see the formulas are working perfectly. Okay, so let's just put it down to 400 people. Okay, so let's just stop here. We'll do same for others. Okay, so let's just have a view of our database. Okay, so you can see our database here. We have over 400 people over here and the data. Okay, so what we're going to do basically now, we're going to hide all this table over here, and we're going to hide this number over here so that our table looks clean. So what you're going to do, you come here, you highlight this column, and then you right click it, and when you right click, you see hide. Click on hide. We'll do same for here. Okay, wherever you see where you see the number, you highlight. Be careful, don't delete it. Once you delete it, you're going to have an error all through in your table. So try not to delete it, or rather hide them. Okay, so our table look neat. Can do same for this. Just hide them. Once you delete it, you're going to be having errors on your table because these tables were referenced. So you don't have to delete them. Okay, so what we're going to do basically now, we're going to our database is ready. So we are going to convert this to a table. So just let's just highlight the area that we want to convert to table form. Okay, so once you highlight, you come to where we have insert tab, and you see tables. So we're converted to tables, and you have this window coming up here. So where is the data for your table? So look at it here. My table has header, so it's already ticked. So you just click OK. So we can see our table over here. Okay. So we have successfully created a database for our project. So in the next video, we'll be analyzing this data. So see you in the next video where we are going to be analyzing this data. We're going to be doing basic and advanced data analysis using this database. So we've come to the end of this video. See you in the next video.